Before we begin, I'd like to make a quick announcement. To enrich future editions of my new book, I'm looking to collect inspiring stories about Tai Chi Qigong Shibasu. These stories will help motivate and encourage practitioners, especially beginners who don't have access to regular classes. In the early stages of practice, before experiencing the benefits or feeling the qi, many need strong motivation to persist. This is why traditional masters often require students to chant a specific mantra 100,000 times or even 1,000,000 times before progressing. I'll discuss this concept further when we talk about mantras later in this video. Actually, I've already have a few thousand testimonials about Shibasu, but they are scattered among the hundreds of thousands of emails I have received over the past 20 plus years. And I also don't know whether those persons are still reachable for their permissions to publish their stories. So it will be easier to start this as a new initiative. If you or your students have benefited from Shibasu Qigong and experienced a transformation in your life, I would love to hear your story. There are specific format requirements, and selected stories will receive reward. For details, please visit this webpage. Okay, let's start by talking about healing sound first. The most famous Qigong associated with healing sound is called Liu Zi Jue. Direct translation is the six-character method. Nowadays, in the English-speaking world, it is mostly referred as the Six Healing Sounds, which is also part of the practices of our Tai Chi Qigong for Health series. It was developed by Tao Hongjing, a well-known Daoist master and doctor for healing and maintaining health. These six characters, their sounds are associated with the six major organs of our bodies, which are liver, heart, kidneys, lungs, spleen, and triple burner. So by making the sound of one of these characters, it can vibrate, resonate, and heal the specific organ associated with that sound. However, there were no means of recording these sounds at that time. Only the written record of these six characters have passed down. As you know, there are hundreds of different Chinese dialects. So over the 1,500-year period, different schools use different dialects. And then they also add some Daoist movements. Therefore, many different versions of the six healing sounds exist nowadays. I personally have also learned a few different versions. The more popular versions nowadays use the Mandarin dialect, which is the current official Chinese dialect. However, it does not really make sense, because Mandarin is a northern dialect, which was rarely spoken during Tao Hongjing's time. It only became the official dialect 800 years later, after the Mongolians conquered China and changed the capital city to Beijing. Tao Hongjing was born near Nanjing, where people speak the Wu dialect. It was also the official dialect during his time. While some of the characters have very similar sounds, no matter which dialect you use, some are very different. For example, the sound for the lung is this character. In the Wu dialect, it is pronounced as Hei. In Mandarin, it is Si. It is indeed a Chinese character not being used nowadays. It is more commonly found in the Buddhist sutra and mantra that were translated into Chinese from Sanskrit and Pali more than 1,000 years ago. It is interesting to note that if one used Tibetan or Sanskrit to chant the sutra and mantra that have this character, the sound is Hei rather than the Mandarin sound Si. Coincidentally, the Qigong for Immunity that I posted on YouTube many years ago also employs the Hei sound, which the Shaolin monks use this vibration to boost the Wei Qi and the function of the lungs. Though the Wu sound are historically correct, and based on my personal experience, they resonate slightly better than both Mandarin and Cantonese, which are the two other versions I learned. But Mandarin and Cantonese sounds are still effective. They are still able to vibrate the associated organs. Indeed, later, when I talk about the mantra, you will see no need to worry too much about the correctness of these sounds. Most importantly is that you feel the sound really vibrate and resonate with that associated organ. Now let's talk about mantra. Most mantras have 2 to 3 major functions. The first one is quite similar to the Six Healing Sound, using the sound to vibrate the chakra or different parts of the body. For example, the mantra used in the Solar Qigong has 3 syllables, Om, Ah, Hum. It's quite easy to feel which part of your body this 3-syllable vibrate. You can try. Of course, all mantras have other functions too, which I will talk more in the second part of this video. In order for the vibration to work, it is necessary to chant the mantra out loud. Chanting out loud has some added benefits because it is kind of like singing, which is one of the best exercises, especially for seniors. Studies have shown singing engages multiple muscle groups in your upper body, improves your breathing, posture, and can even boost your mood by stimulating the brain, making it a great workout for both body and mind, essentially acting as an aerobic activity that increases oxygen intake and can even help manage stress. But if your focus is on the other functions of the mantra, then it is not necessary to chant it out loud. You can chant with your heart. The most popular mantra in Tibet is the 6-syllable mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. And this mantra in Tibetan language is like this. When I was in Tibet, everywhere I go I heard someone chanting or playing this mantra. And it is also commonly crafted onto stones, prayer wheels, walls, and flags all across Tibet. It is also one of the top 3 most popular mantras in mainland China. Because this mantra is associated with the most popular religious figure in China, Guan Yin, the Bodhisattva of compassion. Even Daoists adopt this Bodhisattva into their system and integrated this mantra into their practice. It was the Quanzhen sect first adapted this into their practice. Quanzhen is one of the biggest Daoist branches, the predecessor of Dragon Gate, and the first Daoist sect to integrate both Confucianism and Buddhism into their spiritual and Qi cultivation. If you are interested to learn more about its history, you can watch this video. For those who have studied the Level 3 Qigong mode and Tai Chi posture requirements home study course, you already know traditionally when the Taoists talk about the inner orbit, it was referring to this. Only a few hundred years ago, when these Taoist Qi practices spread more widely to the public, then the microcosmic orbits start to get popular. It was because in the past, the Taoist master only picked the best students to teach, so they can go directly to the central channel for their cultivation. But for ordinary people, it was difficult to start their practice at the central channel. So the masters invented this microcosmic orbits practice for them to go around the central channel instead. Okay, back to the 6-syllable mantra. In the Quanzhen set, there were 2 different ways of how they incorporate this mantra into their Taoist practice. First is this orbit that I just talked about, with Om start at the bottom of your lower dantian, Then go up from the right side toward your liver area. At the top is your middle dantian, then circle back down and keep repeating. This could foster the chi flow in this orbit. The other way works with the central channel and is similar to some Daoist practice that induce the thunder energy to shake open something. Not really the real thunder, but the energy associated with the Zhen trigram. Those who attend my online Daoist Neigong Foundation workshop should know what I'm talking about. Starting from the third eye is Om Mani Padme Hum, emphasizing with the last syllable to make it really like the thunderclap. Then repeat again, start from the third eye, Om Mani Padme Hum, and then keep repeating. The last method is somewhat similar on how the yogis use the sound for the chakras. As you can see, there are also slight differences between different schools. Some even use the 7 major musical notes instead of do re mi. The Indian system uses sa wa ga ma pa da ne. Also in the 1970s, an American yogi taught a new mantra, Ra ma da sa sa se so hang, and also used their sound vibration for the 7 chakra in their Kundalini practice. As you may notice, how the yogi and the Taoists use the sound or mantra's vibration is somewhat different. The yogi way is a bottom-up approach, start from the root chakra and then go all the way up to the crown chakra, while the Taoists start from the third eye and then use this vibration like thunder to shake open something at the bottom. Also, the Taoists don't touch the crown chakra because they believe when the physical body is not ready, it is dangerous to play with the crown chakra. Many things could go wrong, including death. So they spend a great deal of time building up a good foundation first within the physical body. And when everything is ready, the chi is sufficient, the crown chakra or the 1,000 petal lotus will automatically open by itself, the Wu Wei approach. As you can see, there are many different sounds can be used on the same chakra. Now you understand why I said earlier that the correctness of the sound in the Six Healing Sounds Qigong is not that important. No need to dwell on this issue. As long as you can feel the sound resonate with the associated organ, it is effective. For the next part, we will talk about the other mystical functions of the mantras and how to use this mystical energy or supreme power for healing and protection. If you are very devoted to your own religion, then you don't need to watch the second part, because I'm sure your religion offers some prayers or mantras for healing and protection too. Anyhow, you may gain some insight from the second part of this video on how to better recite your prayer or mantras to deepen your connection with the divine.